Okay, so here's where we are today. Some of you are probably a little bit further along than this, but this is where I'm going to start from, okay? Those 3 videos that I sent relative to last week's class kind of brings us to this point right here, basically, okay? The next part of the instructions says to draw the column reference bubbles having a 1 foot 6 inch diameter. Places them at the end of the column grid. So we know we have a reference bubble here, 1, 2, and 3, and then vertically we have A, B, and C. Okay, I'm changing something then from what I said last week. I want you to put the reference bubbles on the A anode DIMS layer. Okay, the A anode DIMS layer. And the last week I told you to put it on the
bubbles
layer, but this is a change. Okay, all right. So
the bubbles themselves.
Yes, the bubbles and the text, okay? All right, so now I've made S anode DIMS layer my current layer, okay? And then I'm going to, these reference bubbles have a 1 foot 6 diameter, so I'm going to use a 2-point circle, kind of makes it easier, okay? So placing my one here, okay, and then my diameter is 1 foot 6. Okay, cool. All right, so you see it's blue in color because I've changed it to the S anode DIMS layer. All right, and then I'm going to add text, and I'm going to use single line text or detect, making sure that my current style that I'm using is Arch, which you've already created as part of the template. All right. And I'm going to give it a justification right here of middle center, okay, right? And I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to put in 1. Oops, I didn't want to enter that. I can just escape out of it. Okay, good. All right. So basically, that's how you're going to do the reference bubbles, okay? And then, of course, all I have to do then is to copy. From here, 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 okay? And then just go ahead and edit this text here. 2. Oops. Okay, and edit this text here to 3. Oops. Okay, good. So that's a change that I made from last week. And then, of course, you know, you can do the same thing over here. I want to make sure that my quadrant OSNAP is on. So let me go down here and make sure that's on. Quadrant OSNAP. Okay, is it on? Nope, I'm going to check it. My quadrant OSNAP right here. Quadrant OSNAP. Okay. So then I can copy. I can copy from this quadrant, and I can I turn my F8 off so I can. Okay, then I can copy to here. Good. Escape out of that. Then I can just edit this text here to A. Okay. Then I can use copy again. Oops, sorry about that. So I can copy the bubble in the text from here. And just copy it down to here. Copy it down to here. Okay. Then I can go back and change this one to edit this to B. Yeah. Okay, and added this one to C. All right. So what I want to do now, I want you to share your screens with me, okay? I want to see where you are in terms of progress. All right, so let me stop sharing here. Let me pause my recording.
It should be S columns, right?
Right, so when you, I'm going to repeat what I just said. When you bring in items or components from using the detail component manager, it brings its own layer with it. So what we're going to do with the columns, we're going to change it from the layer that it comes with to the S columns layer. Okay?
And they're yellow. It should be
Yes. Yes, sir.
yellow. Okay.
Why
Thank
am
you.
I, oh, so why do I see pink?
That's because again, when you insert that,
I just changed mine to pink. They were yellow.
okay,
No, I had them yellow, then I changed them to pink, but I didn't see it. Oh, never mind. I'm good.
okay, good, all right, because the S column should be yellow in color.
Well, yeah, because my columns layer is yellow, and I'm like, what's going on?
But you got it right.
Never mind.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Who else is ready to share?
Oh, man.
Sure it is, if you're ready. Can you hear me?
It's Richard?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
See it?
Mm-hmm. Now, somebody help me. What is the color of the S beam steel layer? What color did we make it?
This?
That
It's white.
white.
Is it white for everybody?
Yeah, we went over that, I think, last week.
Absolutely. So we wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
In a previous preview, I saw somebody, it was yellow. Okay. All right, that looks good.
Cool.
That looks good. All right. I would like to see everybody's progress, if I could, please. So if you haven't shared with me, please share. Irregardless where you are in the process, if you have something to share, please share it.
I logged back in AutoCAD architecture. Will not start. Other programs will start, like Photoshop started and normal AutoCAD started, and the internet works. I went on AutoCAD's website for help, and it says something about like resetting it to default settings or something by messing around in the file manager. I don't know. I don't know what it has. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, Louis. I want you to try a Porto. Let's try that
All right.
and see
I'm
if you
gonna have
can
to. I'm
bring
gonna
it.
have to move my files, but yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So and let's, because I got an email today that it's working, but I'm not sure about it. The issue is, will you be able to use the components from the detail?
Yeah, because that wasn't working on a Porto before. It was weird.
Right.
It was just.
Okay. So that's my, so apparently Daniel's issue has been resolved, but yours is not.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, I need people to share with me. Okay, I'm just gonna call people. Amy, can you share with me?
I'm on Zoom on my tablet, so I'm not able to.
Okay, all right. So where are you? Well, kind of walk me through where you are in the process without sharing.
I pretty much have most of that all set up with the layers and everything, and I'm getting everything labeled with the numbers and the letters there.
Okay, those videos from last class should help you.
Yeah.
Okay, all righty. Mr. Z, can you share with me, sir?
Yes, sir. I just got done with as far as doing the layers, and I'm about to get on starting the framing plan instructions.
Okay, good. Again, those 3 videos that I sent you today should be helpful to you to bring you up to speed.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I think I've talked to everybody. Neil, have I talked to you?
Yes, sir.
The other Neil.
Oh, no, that's my other computer.
Oh, I got you. I got you. All right, man. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna.
That's
I
in
have
case
2
this one, in
Okay.
case
All
this one
right.
crashes.
Oh, I got you, Neil. All right. All right. So I've talked to everybody. All right. So now listen. I'm going to give you a moment. I'm going to give you a moment to kind of catch up a little bit before I move forward. All right. I know some of you are already there, but here's what I want you to do. For those who are already there where I am, okay, I want you to look at the instructions, right? The instructions, okay? Because you have to add the annotation. Number 6, okay. Add the dimensions, okay, as shown, placing them on the S-ano DIMS layer. Then add the notes as shown using the arch multi-leader style that you created. Okay, placing them on the S-ano note layer, okay? And then I'm going to show you how you're going to start to draw section A.
All right.
Okay? So I'm going to give you a moment to work.
I'm logged in on a Porto, and the program works, but it's still got that thing going where it's the ribbon is set up as the normal AutoCAD ribbon,
Wow.
not the architecture ribbon.
Woo. Okay. Louis.
I don't know what's up with.
Could you, there is a link whereas you can contact the virtual support center. Okay,
Where's that? Is that on D2L?
yes.
Okay, just a second. I'll put this.
It's in getting started. It's in getting started. Okay. Let me see if I can share it with you.
Okay, so
It's in getting started. Let's see. If you go down to technology and student resources, there's a link to the virtual support center.
yep, I click on it.
Okay, so let's see what happens with that. Okay, see if it can help you out.
Yeah.
Alex, did you share with me?
I think the support center is also a Zoom meeting, so I think I'm gonna leave this one real quick so I can.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll probably be back.
Okay, Alex, this is you, right? Yeah, it is you. It is you. Okay, I see where you are. Let me, could you stop sharing for a second? I want to see what I set my LT scale to. 25. Alex, set your LT scale to 25 and share your screen with me again. Good. All right. Just probably you need to probably to adjust it again. Okay. But you see where I'm going to now. Now these grid lines are showing as with dashes and spaces. All right. So you need to go ahead and extend those, right? And then add the column reference bubbles. Now, okay. Speaking of text, you know, if you're adding all of this text and the dimensions are annotative, the viewport for the framing plan is 1/4 of an inch equals a foot. Therefore, for your text to actually be displayed at the right height in model space, you have to set your annotation scale. You have to set your annotation scale to 1/4 of an inch equals a foot as well. What I just said was, in order for this text, which I placed within these bubbles, to come in at the right size, which is 1/8 of an inch, okay? I had to make sure that I set my annotation scale down here. I make sure I set it to 1/4 of an inch, which is the same scale as my viewport in paper space or real big, okay? And that way, all this text and all of the dimensions will come in at the right size. Okay, I know you're still working, but I'm going to share this with you. I'm making reference to the sample plan, okay? Now, we're going to be showing these channels and these steel beams as continuous lines, okay? As continuous lines. Okay? They're going to be placed on the S-beam steel layer, okay? So I'm going to start to show you how I would do it. You may have your own way of doing it, okay? We see that this channel here is offset from the center line of this column by 3 feet, and that it extends 2 feet beyond column line 1 and column line 3, okay?
A quick question related to section A.
Yes.
When we're drawing the steel beam at the top, I have the one the actual I-beam inserted, but the one it's sitting on, the S6 by 12.5 beam that runs perpendicular to that.
Yes.
Are we drawing that by hand, or is that something we import as well?
No. When I haven't gotten to that point yet, but I'm just going to tell you, so I'm going to see if you can work it out. You can, when you insert a component using the detail component manager, you can set different views, okay?
Okay.
You can do it in section and you can do it in elevation. You need to show that S-beam in elevation.
Gotcha.
Got it, okay?
So when it's coming in on the screen, I guess that's, let's see.
Look at the dialog box and see what it says. It should be section.
Section, let's see. Okay.
Okay. So here's what I did here. I know that this channel that I've drawn here is offset from column line A by 3 feet, okay? And it extends beyond column lines 1 and 3 by 2 feet. So that's what I just offset the grid line by 2 feet here and 2 feet there, okay? Now, this beam that channel, that is, should be placed on the S-beam layer, right? So it should be white. Okay, let's do a property search, make sure. Go to properties. Yep, S-beam, so it's on the right layer. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my little reference marks here, and I'm just going to use the nodes or the grips, and I'm just going to bring this back to, excuse me, I'm going to bring this back to here, 2 feet on this side, and I'm going to come over here and use a node, bring that back to 2 feet. Good. All right. So now it is 3 feet from the column line A here, and it extends 2 feet here, 2 feet there. Now, what I want to do then, I want to take my grid here, and I want to just shorten it. Yep, I'm gonna shorten it like that. Good. And I want to take this grid here, also do the same thing. I'm gonna shorten it because I don't want the column grid to supersede what I'm about to do with the beams, okay? So I'm just gonna look at it. Excuse me. There we go, I thank you. All right, so now I know that all of these, all the channels and all the beams are 3 feet on center. So all I have to do now, okay, now that I have that one in the right position, and actually what I can do now, I can take this one, this line, this was only a reference line anyway, and that line there, and I can delete those because I don't need them anymore. Now I can just use the offset tool and 3 feet, and I can copy, that's my beam, you know, I'm gonna keep going. Okay, because they're all 3 feet apart. The channels and the beams. Okay, now, but this last one, oops. But this last one, okay, but this last one is actually 2 feet. No, actually, no, it's 3 feet as well. Offset. Okay, so I can use the stretch tool here, okay? And I can do a crossing selection. And I just want to extend these down. Cool. Okay, of course, when I did that, it changed my line type scale. Okay. Okay. Okay, of course, when I left on that line, these lines here, that I'll change my LT scale, so I came down here, LT scale. And I changed it back to 1. Okay, all right, so that helped me there with my, okay. All righty. All right, so let's just move this back where it's supposed to be. Cool. Okay, and I just want to use this stretch tool. And I want to stretch these up here. Cool. I'm going to adjust them later anyway, but I just want to stretch them up a little bit. These being the grid lines and the reference bubbles. So repeat stretch. I'll come over here and I want to do the same thing over here. Okay, just stretch it out. Good. All right. Good. So now I can see my center lines for my grid, and they're not over top of the channels or the S steel beams. Good. So now we're talking about section A. Okay, section A, this column is being supported by this footing, okay? The footing itself is going to be lines, okay? The footing is 3 feet by 3 feet square. So when you go back to the framing sketch, it tells you that, okay? All right. The column is being supported by this, again, this footing. The column itself is a detail component, okay? We've taken this same detail column shown in section, and we're going to show it in elevation. It gives you that option to show it in section, plan, or elevation. This is the same column here shown in elevation. So we see from the top of the footing to the top of this base plate, this top plate right here is a dimension of 10'4". The dimension of the top plate is given in the framing sketch, okay? As we come down to the bottom here, okay. Zoom in some more. Okay. On top of the footing is a 1/2 inch non-shrink grout. That enables this column to be leveled properly. Okay, so this line here, that line there, they're lines. Okay, okay. The grout is 1.5 inches in thickness. The column has a base plate. Okay, that base plate is also lines. The top plate is also lines. This S-beam here and this channel here are all detailed components. All right.
Those two on top are detail components, you said?
Yes, sir. This is an S shape, and you can go to Division 5 metals, right? AISC, and look for S shapes. But this is a detailed component, and this channel is just shown in elevation, but it's a detailed component. Okay, so we're gonna look at that right now. All right. So let me stop sharing here. Let's go back to AutoCAD. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the detail component. Takes a while for it to come up. There it is. All right. So we know that column, that tube steel is 10 by 10. We already have it chosen here. 10 by 10 by 0.5. Okay, so now if I insert it here, now it brings up this dialog box, and we can go to view. There's a drop down list. Okay, I can show it in section.
Wait, you said we're in division 5 metals. What?
Yes. Okay. Let's go back.
Structural steel framing.
Yes, we're in the same place we were before. Okay. But I'll go back. There we go. So yes, we went to.
I see. I got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Division 5 metals, structural steel frame. You got it. Okay. And then we came down to the S, to the tube shapes, right? Got it. Tube shapes. There we go. And then we got to our particular size, right? Good. So now insert. Okay. It brings up this dialog box. Okay. I can. Okay. Okay, that's plan view. All right, we don't want that. We want plan view. We want an elevation view. Okay. Now, so I can take that same I'm on a crazy layer here. But now I've shown it in elevation. You understand what I'm saying? Hello?
Yep.
Okay, so
What was? I'm sorry, I didn't know what you're doing. What's the what's this component that we're putting in? Is it this?
okay. Okay.
I'm
All
so
right.
sorry.
That's okay.
Is
We,
is this the same tube then that I was?
this is the same tube still that we showed over here in section view. Let me escape out of this. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm on that tube in the
Right.
component
But,
manager. I have that
but,
open.
right. But now we can also show it the same tube in elevation, because our section is when we look at that section A, that tube still is in elevation. It's not in section. You understand that, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. So all I did was to
Yeah, so I have that now. I opened it up and now I have it.
right, and then you can. So I don't have to go through that again, right? Right.
No, yeah. So you just click insert component and then click elevation in the properties manager.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
And you can show it in elevation. All right. So that's the way I want you to do. That's the way I want you to do the tube still, and then I want you to do the channels. Okay. If we go back here, somebody can help me here.
Excuse me, I got a quick question, Mr. Will.
Yes.
I just clicked on the detail component tab, but then it didn't show any dialog box, and then it won't allow me to do anything on the screen.
Okay. All right. Can I finish this real quick and I get back with you?
Sure.
Okay. So let me just finish this. All right. All right. So now we have some channels that we got to show, right? Channels. What's the size of the channel we're showing? Somebody tell me. The channel shapes.
It's a C6 by 10.5.
Okay. So let's see if we can find that. C6.
Yeah.
C6 by right here, right?
Well,
Yeah.
which one are you doing?
Is it the S6 by 12.5?
No. We're talking about channels. Okay, so it should start with a C. C.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
C. Channel shape. Okay, so this is your channel shape right here, right? And the one that we're using is what? C6 by 10.5. Is that correct? So now we can insert it in the drawing. Okay, we can insert it in section view. As I zoom in, see that? It's in section view, right? Or we can insert it in elevation view. Do you understand that? I know you do, all right? Okay, let's find the other one. Let's find the S shape. All right, so here we are back at the Division 5 metals, the structural steel framing. Okay, and then we're going to go to S shapes right here. What size S shape are we using?
Let me see. I'm on the other one.
S6 by 12.5.
Okay, here it is right here. Pardon me. S6 by 12.5. Okay, again, same scenario. Okay, I can insert it in section. perfect S shape, or insert it in the elevation view. So in certain sections, you're going to see it in elevation. In certain sections, you're going to see it in elevation. Cool. So the tube steel, the S shape, and the channels are all detail components. All right. So that should help you along. Okay, Daniel, we are looking at the framing plan here, right?
Right.
Okay, good. So now, let me just minimize this a little. There we go. So now you have the grid, the column reference bubbles in, right?
Yeah, I have that.
Okay. So now what you need to do is to add this annotation here that's identifying, the C channels and the S.
I have those two.
Okay, you have those two. Okay, did you put them on the S anode note layer?
Anno note layer.
Yeah, S anode note layer is where all this text here should go.
All right, let me see if I can. Only the ones on the lines, right? Like
Correct. And as well as you have to add this note here and this note here and that note there. They should all be on the S anode note layer.
here, I'm gonna do that real quick.
Okay, listen to me. And then after you do that, well, here's another question. Have you added these dimensions here?
Yes, I did that.
Okay, good. All right then. So then once you've done that, annotate. Now, the dimensions should go on the S anode dims layer. S anode dims.
All right.
Okay, so after you've done that, you'll be ready to start the section A.
Okay. The only thing I don't have on that grid are those little, I guess they're like the section symbols.
Yeah, those are called callouts.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Okay, all right. Well, we can add those later.
All right.
Okay, so as we look at section A, section A, we have this tube steel here being supported by this foundation, concrete foundation. Okay.
Okay.
And the foundation, I probably would start with the foundation first. This foundation is 3 foot square and it's just lines. And following the instructions, it tells you what layer to put the foundation on, okay? All right,
Okay.
good.
It looks to me like the foundation's 3x2. Is that, am I reading that
No.
wrong?
No. It's 2 feet deep, but it's 3 foot square.
Okay.
All right.
So in plan is 3 by 3, and then it's 2 feet deep, thick. Okay, all right.
Should I draw the foundation on a certain layer? Like, is there a certain layer?
Yes, look at the instructions. It tells you. Okay, the instructions tells you what layer to put the foundation on. All right,
All right.
good. And then
Should I use the half scale equals 1 foot when drawing it in model space or no?
no. We always draw full size in model space.
Okay.
We're going to control the scale in paper space.
All right.
Okay, all right. On top of the footing here, let me zoom in some more. Zoom in some more. A little bit more. On top of the footing, there's 1.5 inches of grout. And this line and that line is just lines, okay? And of course, that's just hatching. And the hatching is also described to you in the instructions. Then at the bottom, and then on top of that grout is a base plate. Now, the size of the base plate is given to you here, but it's also given to you in the general notes of the framing sketch.
All right.
Okay, good. So then now that base plate is attached to this tubular steel column. Now this tubular steel column is a detail component. Okay, so I'm going to go back. So let me tell you what's lines. The grout outline, this line here, line. The base plate, lines. But the actual column is a detail component simply shown in elevation, right? Shown in elevation, and I'll cover that again. Yes?
You know what layer is the grout on? Is that just still on the foundation fitting?
The
layer?
grout, yeah, no, the grout is actually hatching.
It's on the hatching layer?
Yeah, so it goes on S-pat layer.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so then.
As well as the base plate, or
Yeah.
is the base
Well,
plate on?
No, the base plate's actually part of the column, so we're
It's
gonna
on
put that
columns
on.
layer. Okay.
Correct.
Good
All
to
right,
know. Okay.
good. All right, so then we have the base plate, and then we have the column itself, which is a detailed component, and then we have a top plate, the size of which is given to you in this detail, as well, again, as in the framing sketch, general notes. Okay, those are just lines. Okay, top.
Just to confirm, the top plate and the base plate should be on the column layer, not the
Cor-
steel layer. Correct?
Yes,
Okay, gotcha.
yes.
I had that wrong, so I gotta change that.
Okay, what did you?
I just had it on steel, so I'll just change it to column.
Okay. Oh. We'll look at that. Okay, anyway. To move forward, this S beam here, that is a component, detail component. This channel on top of it also is a component. Okay.
Okay.
So now let's go to AutoCAD here. Okay, so let's look at the components. Now, people have been having problems with the detail component manager Well, mine's working fine, so hopefully yours is gonna work. Okay, so now we want to show, okay, are you gonna have, you're gonna draw the footing, okay, and then you're gonna draw the grout, thickness for the grout, and then you're gonna draw the base plate lines. Now it's come time to draw the tubular column in elevation. So here's what we're still gonna use a detail component. Okay? Good. Of course, we go to US, okay, US, okay, and then we go to Division 5, metals, okay. You open that up, and then we go to structural steel framing, like we did before. Okay, we open that up, and then we scroll down to, we're using the AISC category, and then we go to tube steel shapes, right? Good. And then our particular size is 10 by 10 by 0.5. So we scroll down to where just like we did before, 10 by 10 by 0.5 there. Did I pass it? No, yeah, I'm in 10 by 8. Okay, it's good. Should go up other direction. Alrighty. You know I'm looking for 10 by 10. For some reason, I'm having difficulty finding it, but we shall find it.
The concrete on section A is the footing, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just had to make sure.
Yeah. It's a concrete footing.
I think it's towards the top.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what. Am I tube shapes, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I know. I just had it.
Yeah, you just go down. There's 12, and then it's right underneath there.
Yeah.
There's
There it is, right there.
10 by 10
There
by
it is.
0.5.
There it is. 10 by 10. Okay. Now, I'm going to insert it, but this time it's not in sectional view like we did for the framing plan, because if I go to view here, I have several options. I can show that component in section, which we already did for the framing plan, but now I want to show it in elevation. Okay.
Okay.
So now I can insert it. Okay. Okay. And I can give it a certain height. Cool. So we're not drawing it as lines, even in elevation. We're still using the detail component. Is that cool?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Did you say I guess so?
yeah. I mean,
It is cool. Come on.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it's cool.
It's cool. It's cool. All right. So now, so that's a component, and then we have that S6 shape. Okay. So we can go back to that detail component.
The 10 by 10 by 0.5, like column came out at a small scale.
At a small scale.
Yeah. Like smaller than the concrete footing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because because the concrete footing is 3 feet by 3 feet. Column is only 10 inches by 10 inches. Okay.
All right.
Okay, all right, so now we need to get down to our S shapes. So we still in the division 5. So S shapes right here, okay? What's the size of that S shape steel beam? What size is it?
S6 by 17.25.
Is that what it is? Okay, so let's find that. S6 by 17.25. Here it is right here. All right, good. So now I can insert it in the drawing, but I want to insert it using the sectional view, section view. There it is. I'm just showing you how you're going to do it. Okay, so the next thing that we have to insert as a component, a detail component, is the channel. So just right click, go back to here. Or actually, I better go back up here because it'll be easier for me to see it. Okay, so now I want a channel. Okay, so here we go here. Here's the channel shapes right here. What's the size of the channel? What's the size of the channel shape?
Is it the S6 by 12.5, I think?
Okay,
Could be looking at the wrong one.
no, it's extra, yeah, 6 times 8. Okay, that's a good point. The one for section A is 6 by 8.2, 6 by 8.2.
So C6 by 8.2 then?
Yes, this one
Okay.
right here. That's the one that's called out for section A. Right?
Okay.
So, all right, so now this is the right one. We can insert it. This time we want to insert it using the section view. Pardon me, the elevation view. So now I can draw it in elevation. Cool?
Yeah.
All righty. So that's how you're going to build that section A. And please go back and look at the dimensions, right? Look at the dimensions. They're on that framing plan sketch as well as the sample drawing. It's going to help you out.
All right.
Okay.